Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. In this session, I would like to take you through some more detailed concept, primarily on the subject of quality, because it's extremely important to understand the various stages in which the subject of quality has been evolving. And you may be wondering what quality has got anything to do with the organizational financial performance, which is our main theme of subject that we have been discussing. I think going forward you will be able to connect that the term quality does not mean producing a defect-free product. In the context of the current way of understanding quality is much more global than merely talking about the product quality. So I thought I will try and explain to you how this whole concept of quality has been evolving and what is the current context in which that we are discussing in relation to the profit leadership. So way back in maybe about 300 years or so, there was no such industries were there. And for your kind information, you may find it interesting that in the 17th century, the various forms of energies were discovered. That means the steam energy, electromagnetism, and electricity, and so on and so forth. And then the 18th century onwards, the people were trying to use these energies to create some kind of gadgets which were helping for human beings to get rid of the slavery, because earlier only the human beings were used for doing any physical work. So the machines have started taking over in the 18th century. With the result, the whole concept of industrial revolution. When you say industrial revolution, what it really means is that various types of industries have started coming because human beings were trying to invent different kind of gadgets like a steam engine and then printing press and textile machineries and so on and so forth. So that means when the human beings have to manufacture a complex gadget, that too in a large volume, obviously they need to make every part such that they are all fitting together and doing the functionality of the final product. So the human beings were forced to figure out how do they manufacture many different components and putting them together in the form of a steam engine or an IC engine and so on and so forth. So this concept of producing the various parts within certain specifications came precisely 1778 or somewhere around that time. One of the scientists called Eli Whitney brought this idea of interchangeability. Now when you say interchangeability, what it really means is if I got water bottles, I can remove the cap from one water bottle and then I can fit it to any other bottle and it will fit exactly the same way that I would like to fit them. So this concept of making the parts which will fit into multiple kind of assembly parts is called interchangeability. So Eli Whitney brought this concept of limits and tolerances almost during the textile machinery days, where he was manufacturing these textile spindles. And subsequently this concept of interchangeability was used in the world wars, where they were making these ammunitions, where you take a bullet and then you want to put it in the gun, it has to exactly fit in the same way. So although Eli Whitney's the efforts to invent something called interchangeability for a constructive purpose, but large extent interchangeability was used in arms and ammunitions in the wars, mostly for destructive purposes. So nevertheless, to make the story short, when you are specifying the parts have to be manufactured within certain limits and tolerances, then you need some kind of a system to find out whether the parts are within the specification. So the earliest concept of quality was defined as conformance to specification. That means if we have a part for which the drawing specifies certain limits of tolerances, when you are manufacturing them, whether these parts have been produced within those tolerances, what you call it as a conformance to specification. That means the oldest thinking was if the parts are produced within the specification, then there is a quality. So because that was meeting the purpose of the organization to put the products together so that they can sell it to their customers. So this went on till 1906 when Henry Ford wanted to produce a motor car, which is the earliest form of the most complex products ever manufactured by human beings. So he used this concept of interchangeability, and then he created 30 to 40,000 parts are produced in different machines, and then they were assembled together to produce the motor car. So this gives you an idea what you mean by the concept of quality control. What you call it as a QC is nothing but trying to make the parts within the specification. But going forward, people found that merely making the parts to specification is not really ensuring the customer is getting all his expected qualities or the functions that he was expecting from the product. And then there are many things were going wrong in the manufacturing processes, with the result the percentage of parts which are produced to specification were much less, sometimes even less than 70% or 60% and so on. That means 30 to 40% of the parts were getting rejected and they need to do some kind of rework and so on and so forth. So later on they found that the concept of quality control, which is purely inspection based, is not good enough to ensure the consistent quality to the extent of 99.99%. So then the concept of quality assurance came, meaning that means my process should be such that it should produce the right parts by default. So that is what is called a quality assurance. As the term implies, quality control is somebody doing inspection, but quality assurance is something you are able to assure to the customer that nothing will go wrong in our company. So quality control become quality assurance, that means QC become QA, and that is where the ISO 9000 standard is coming from. So ISO 9000 standard is called a quality assurance system. That means if you are trying to implement all the requirements of the ISO 9000 standard, you will be able to assure to the customer that you are able to produce a better quality products. So quality control become quality assurance. And later on people found that it is not merely the quality assurance also will be sufficient. We need a quality management, meaning that quality is not only achieved in the shop floor, but the lot of activities are performed in the support functions. Unless otherwise they do the things correctly, the final product will not be of the right quality. For an example, if the marketing department doesn't understand the customer requirement accurately, obviously the design cannot design the product correctly, and hence it cannot be produced in the manufacturing shop floor correctly. So that means the concept of quality control and quality assurance was limiting only to the manufacturing area. But whereas a quality management came in all the support functions as well. That means the whole concept of quality was gradually expanding from a merely producing parts to the specification. It was getting into all the systems are capable of producing the right quality products, and later on even the support functions are delivering the right kind of information across the value stream of the organization. So in summary, quality control started with the conformance to specification. Quality assurance came from ensuring that the system is capable of delivering the quality, and quality management system was covering the entire organizational functions, basically starting from marketing to design to procurement and so on. So that is what is the history of the gradual development of the concept of quality control to quality assurance to quality management. So going forward, we will discuss in greater detail how these various tools and techniques have started coming in and what do they really mean and how we can apply them in our organization more judiciously. Thank you very much. I hope this session has given you some perspective for us to understand the concept of profit leadership going forward. Thank you very much for your patient listening and look forward to see you in the next session. God bless you.